Well, good evening, everyone. This is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Iowa. And I'm coming to you tonight live. It is July 29th. Can you believe that? It is almost the end of July, and August 1st is on Friday, which in my world is kind of a big deal because that will have meant that I've been retired for 1 year. I retired August 1st, 2024, and it will have been 1 year. People have asked me, well, how's retirement going? I think I've been numb, for quite a while. At least the first 9 months, I'd say. I was just trying to find my way, trying to kind of mentally think I needed structure. I needed every day. I needed to be doing this or doing that, or have this scheduled or have that scheduled. And you don't have to when you're retired or when you're no longer working. Now, I do want to share with you guys that I have upped my paper crafting business. I have spent more time on my paper crafting business than I've been able to for 7 years. And it's not work. It's fun. It's a passion that I have. It's therapy, and it's just a lot of yummy wrapped up into paper crafting. The people is the best part for me. The people that I coach, the coaches that coach me, and the leadership of Stampin' Up. I have just gained so much, and I know I will continue to gain because I want to only be better. So enough about retirement. I know some of you are already retired and you know what it's like to be retired, but I know there's a lot of you watching that can't retire because of your age, because of, whatever. So, hey, Carrie, thanks for joining me live. This is kind of exciting. So anyway, I was just telling them, Carrie and the boys, that in a few days on Friday will be August 1st that I will have been retired for 1 year. And boy, that year has just whooshed by, but yet it's been a good year. I've gotten to do a lot of fun things, and I'm not done yet. I'm going to still continue to do fun things. I'm going to play with my monkeys whenever they want me to play with them. I'm going to help out whenever I can. So anyway, for those of you just joining me, this is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. And tonight I'm going to show you what Stampin' Up! Has as a monthly subscription kit. We have those kits which you cannot choose what you want. You just automatically enroll in the program, and then automatically they mail to you every month a red box that's got anywhere from 6 to 9 cards. And I have continued to subscribe to this monthly subscription because a lot of times it gives us sneak peeks into what's coming in the future. Now keep in mind, when Stampin' Up! Does a catalog, they're like 2 years out. So they have already done the 26-27 catalog and 26-27 catalog, and they're probably working on 28 and 29. So if you think about it, these paper pumpkin kits are kind of ideas that they're tossing around to see what the comments are going to be and things like that. In addition to the monthly subscription kits, we do have individual kits that people can purchase. And if you are a new paper crafter, or if you're somebody like me that you know, hopes to travel a lot in the future, and you want to be able to take paper crafting with you, these kits are an excellent way to, you know, pack your suitcase, throw a couple of these kits into your, you know, your satchel along with your notebook, and you're off and running, because everything you need for the kit comes in the kit box. So I think that's pretty neat. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to turn my camera now so that it faces downward. And so you are going to see my pretty stack of ink pads. Aren't those pretty? So I like those. So I'm going to turn this around now. And I'm going to have to, oh, you know what? I turned my camera the wrong way. Wouldn't you know it? I needed to turn it this way around so that my my camera part is in the right part. Okay, so there we go. So not very often does Stampin' Up! Make these boxes as cute as what they did in this kit, but this one is very, very cute. So don't throw this box away. You can use this box to put, you know, pictures in, or, you know, give somebody a present in it or whatever. But this is the July kit, and it is the Sweeter With You. I don't know about you, but strawberries have kind of, you know, finished being harvesting here in Iowa, but they're really good when you buy them in the store right now. They're in season, okay? There's a little bit of a shadow, and that's that lid right there. Okay, so I am going to just turn around for just a quick second and check my computer to make sure that the orientation is correct. So let me refresh my Tweet Be Happy page here and scroll down, and let's see. It looks like I'm at an angle, doesn't it, you guys? Just a quick refresh, my Tweet Be Happy. I'm gonna have to mute my and scroll down, and let's see. It looks like I'm at. Okay, I'm sideways. So I apologize for that. I can do one of two things, which I'm gonna try this because no, I think I'm just gonna leave it. Hi Margaret, I'm glad that you're watching me. Sorry, my positioning isn't correct tonight. Can you kind of stand on your side of your head, tip your head, and you'll be able to see it. So anyway, I'm just gonna leave it. It's not perfect, but I think we will do okay. It's gonna kind of bug me though, so I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it and see if I can fix it, okay? So this is the kit that we're doing. It's the July Paper Pumpkin Kit, and this is Sweeter With You. When you get a subscription to Paper Pumpkin, it costs like about $28 a month. So when you get your kit, it's going to have some nice pictures, illustrated instructions. It tells you, like when we're making card 1, it tells you to which stamp to put on the stamp block. It also tells you then to what color to use. And when you get a Paper Pumpkin kit, it does come with a little ink spot, and the ink spot this time is garden green, which makes sense. It's a beautiful green. But tonight, for demonstration purposes, I'm going to be using my larger ink pad just because it's easier with my fingers and stuff. But you're going to want to use these little ink spots until you get the bigger ink spots, okay? So continuing on here, after you put your stamp Hello Friend onto your block, you stamp it into the garden green ink, okay? And then you will take the double-sided tape and you will put it on the back of the strawberry leaves, and then you will also put some dimensionals on the sentiment and some glue dots on the flower, okay? So I'm going to create these cards for you tonight. This particular kit does make, it says 9 cards. Kit components contain supplies for 9 cards and 9 envelopes. So, so that's kind of nice. So I'm going to put that off to my right here, and I will be following that. Now, for organizational purposes, Colt and I this morning, we did go through this kit, and we did organize things. We punched out the die cuts and things so that we would have those ready. So look at these envelopes. Aren't they darling? They have little scallops on them. Can you see that? Yeah. So what I've done is inside of each one of these envelopes are the pieces that we will need to make these cards. But previous to that, like for example, here's a strawberry. Colt was asking me, Grandma, why is that strawberry white? And I told him, well, you know, sometimes when you're picking strawberries, they're not always all ready. But you pick them because if you don't pick them in a couple of days, the birds are going to get them. So sometimes our strawberries are this light pink color. But all of these die cuts we have already punched out, and I have put them inside of the envelopes. So what we're going to do, and in this envelope is all the extra pieces beyond the 9 cards that we've punched out. So if I did this properly, the first card I did was in this envelope right here. So there again, this is Darla Tweeten. If you're just joining us, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa, and tonight I am demonstrating to you our July paper pumpkin kit. So I'm going to set this box right off to my left, and I am going to remove these contents from this envelope that we have already organized. So there is the scalloped edge envelope. Here is the card base. It comes like this, okay? So we'll put that off to the side for right now. Now remember I told you that you know, there was strawberries that we were going to use and that we put double-sided tape on the back of those. So that's what this strawberry looks like. Isn't that really pretty? So, and then here's a die cut that we're going to be putting a sentiment on. And here's some little flowers that we've already punched out. And a piece of vellum. And then here is another part of the sentiment. So if we follow these directions, it told us to first take out, find the hello friend that's on the stamp set. So you, when you get your stamp set, it does come with this printed that you could then put the stamps on to keep track of, you know, make sure you've got them all. And so let's go ahead and remove, or just pull off the hello friend off of the stamp set, and let's put it onto an acrylic block. I highly recommend, I have a glass mat here that I am working on, and you can purchase these too. It's a good way to keep your surface area organized. I mean, I pretty much am only working in this area for my card, so it keeps it clean. But the best part is that you could put the Hello Friend stamp set down, and then you put your acrylic block on top of that, and you can see where, you know, you pretty much know it's straight. Now to double check this, what I'm going to do is let's get a clean sheet of paper. I use I know Margaret won't be surprised about this, but I use scrap sheets of paper. I tear them in half, and that's what we use to you know, practice with. So what we're going to do is, the boys know, you take the stamp and you do 1, 2, 3, and then you go straight down and straight up. That turned out pretty nice, didn't it? But I caution you guys that when you use these stamps for the first time, sometimes there is a little bit of oil or something left on the stamp set. So I highly recommend that you take your chamois, which is this right here, which is just water on a chamois, just like you would for a car, and clean your block, okay? So let's go ahead and do that again. You do 1, 2, 3. You go onto your paper, you go straight down, hold it there for just a little bit, giving the ink a chance to, you know, absorb into the paper, and then you lift straight up. Wow, isn't that neat? Okay, so it's telling us that we need to stamp hello friend in this, you know, kind of like, it's an outlined sentiment. It's not a plain one, it's an outlined one. So I'm going to be kind of dangerous right here, and I'm going to remove my scrap paper, and I may put my head into the screen, but I want to make sure that oh, what do you think? Not too bad, huh, for doing it live on video. Woo, kind of impressed. So let's go ahead and clean this stamp set off. The worst thing you can do is reuse that stamp and put a green ink into a yellow ink or something like that. You don't want to do that. Okay, so what we did here now was we did put the stamp on the acrylic block, and then we stamped it into the green ink, and it looks like here we have one more stamp that we need to find, and that's Love You Lots. So let's look at our stamps here and find the one that says Love You Lots, and it's this one right here. So you would pull this stamp set or stamp off of the paper, put it down on your cutting mat again, find a line so that you know it's kind of straight, and sometimes these things like to stick to your finger. Remove the hello friend that you already used, put that back on to your paper, your plastic. It's like a window sheet. Put that back on there so that you keep it all together. Okay, oops, excuse me for that. That's kind of noisy. Okay, so love you lots. That's also needing to be stamped in the garden green ink. I'm going to pull out my my pad here, and what we're going to do is we're going to stamp that Love You Lots onto this little piece of cardstock. Okay, so what do? We do 1, 2, 3, and then you just kind of hold it over it, center it, and then same thing again, straight down and straight up. That doesn't look too bad, does it? So let's clean the stamp. I'm going to close my ink pad so that I don't put my hand in it or anything like that. So the next step then is to put the double-sided tape on the back of the strawberry plants, okay? And it looks like we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of tear and tape. Now, your kit does come with tear and tape in it. It's double-sided tape. I really have gotten to enjoy this, and these are glue dots. So what you're going to want to do is turn your strawberries and your leaf over, and this tear and tape, it tears nicely. You don't have to cut it off with the scissors, but you do have to find where it starts. So you just peel it up, and one side is going to already have adhesive on it. So then you just apply that. The next one is you do the same thing, and like I said, it just tears very nicely, and you're going to want to press down on it so that it, you know, gets a good adhesive to it. Am I still in the camera? Good, good. Okay, and then this little strawberry is kind of small, so then we will just take a shorter one. And I just now realized that I have my take your pick tool downstairs in the sunroom. I don't have it up here. So what I'm going to do, I don't have nails, so what what we're going to do is we need to pull off the back of the double-sided tape. So the part that you peel off is white, so you will see that very easily. And then, so we will need to do all 4 of them. And this stuff is very sticky. It really holds well. Okay, so we now have our 4 pieces of double-sided tape on there. The next instruction, we're going to put that up here so that it stays out of our way. The next thing it says is to put dimensionals on the back of your Hello Friend. And the nice thing about these instructions is it tells you to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dimensionals. I'm a visual person. I appreciate, you know, seeing the visuals of it. So it wants us to put 5 dimensionals on this. And after you do these kits a few times, you get more strategic about where you place them, and you really look at where they've placed them, because there's a reason why they've put them where they've put them. Okay, now these 5 little daisies, this is not going to be fun, because I would definitely use my take your pick tool now. And maybe what I need to do is on my next order, I need to order another one so that I have one up here that I can, so if I don't have my adhesive kit up here, I can, you know, use it. But we're getting along pretty good right now, aren't we? Thank goodness. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking the ends of my scissors and sliding these glue dots off. Now the next part is going to be trying to take the little piece of paper off, and then there will be a glue dot left. Okay, so this is what the glue dots look like. Okay, now we are on step 3, which means that it looks like we put the strawberries, we adhere them to the piece of vellum, and then we're going to start putting together our card. Okay, so let's do this. Let's here's our piece of vellum. This was one of the punched out things that I already punched out. We will adhere our strawberries to the vellum, and I always try to kind of line it up on my glass mat sheet here, so I kind of see where to put it. And it looks like the top of the strawberry goes off of the vellum just a little bit, if you can see right there. Okay, and pretty much the stem is straight, so that's good. Okay, so then we will need to adhere the vellum then to the card front. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to just take some adhesive. This is Adhesive Plus. And remember that when you're using vellum, you can see the adhesive through the vellum. So you want to make sure that when you put the adhesive on the vellum that you hide it. So we're going to hide it behind, you know, 3 of the leaves and this little strawberry. Okay, so now we are ready to put the second layer onto our card. Good evening, Lisa. Thank you for joining me tonight. We are doing one of the paper pumpkin kits for those of you that have just joined us. This is a monthly subscription, and it costs like $27 a month. You're going to make 9 cards, and it comes with everything that you need to make the 9 cards. And we are just working on the first card. So in looking at the instructions again, we need to put our Hello Friend on there, and these adhesives are just like the double-sided tape. You need to peel off a backing. And I have a garbage can that is right off to my left. I try to keep my work surface as neat as possible, but sometimes that's not always the case. But okay, make sure that you put your hello friend up the right way. And it looks like on our instructions here, it shows a little bit of the strawberry sticking out from underneath of the friend, hello friend, but most of that leaf is covered up. So I try to follow my first card that I make. You know, I think there's 4 different layouts here. The first card I try to follow pretty much as close as possible to the instructions. So on the back of the green, this Love You Lots, I am going to put some adhesive tape on the back of that. It doesn't really show what they used that I can see. So I am going to go ahead and this Love You Lots, make sure it's right side up again. And it's just kind of hanging out on the hello friend sentiment, something like this. Isn't that darling? We could stop right there, couldn't we? Isn't that cute? But we're not going to stop because we are going to put these little daisies on there. And after you peel off that backing again, there's a little tiny glue dot on there. So it does raise it up just a little bit, but it keeps it flat for mailing purposes also. So these are just some little, I guess they're not really daisies because they're the blossoms on the strawberry plant, aren't they? Now that I've almost done with this card and realized I've been calling them a daisy, they're not a daisy. So what do you guys, hi Nancy, thank you for joining me. So what do you guys think of this kit so far? Do you think it's something that you would like to try? Who, if you had this kit and if you made this card, who would you send this card kit to? Obviously, it would be somebody that you consider a friend. And we are done with this card. Isn't this just really cool? So, it is raised up just a little bit with the dimensionals, but it should not cost any extra postage. Unless you put in a gift card or something like that on the inside of it. But this is card number 1. That's going to be, I always, when I put these cards in, I put them in backwards so that when the receiver pulls them out, nothing gets caught. But sometimes too, if you haven't addressed your envelope, it's kind of hard to address it because it is bumpy. So that is our first card, okay? I'm going to bring that back out because I'm going to show you the cards at the end of the ones that we did. So it's all ready to go. So as you're creating these cards, be thinking of who you might be sending them to. Also, at the same time, it gives some additional thought to the wishes that the good wishes that you're sending in your envelopes. Okay, here comes card number 2. And as you can see, this card base is different than this one. This one was more of a plaid. This has strawberries on it. You're going to want to make sure that you pay attention to the direction that these strawberries are going. You sure don't want to send it upside down. Well, you can if you want to. It's always warrants a laugh, doesn't it? So again, I have pre-punched out the parts that go to this card. There's another piece of vellum. There's this good size scallop. There is a big strawberry, and then there's a couple of little flowers, and then there's a piece of a white sentiment. So it looks like on this card now, we're doing card number 2, and we're doing the July paper pumpkin kit, which is called Sweeter With You. Now, if you like this kit, you cannot get this total kit anymore because it's only available as a subscription. So you have to order it by the 10th of each month. However, since I am a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, I can get a refill of this kit if it's available. Sometimes if the cards are really cute, the refills just go really fast too. So I'm gonna move that back just a little bit. Looks like you guys can see my tummy. I don't want you to see that. So anyway, so if you order a paper pumpkin refill, you get all of the consumables. So you don't get another stamp set and you don't get another ink spot, but you do get all of the card bases and all the punch outs. So there again, card number 2. It looks like this time we're gonna use the thank you stamp. So let's go ahead and remove our Love You Lots stamp. Put that back on the window sheet right there. And let's find the thank you, which is this one right here. It's a good size, isn't it? So we will peel that off of the stamp, or peel that off of the window sheet, and put it down on our glass mat here. Put it down with the flat side up, so that when you put your acrylic block on it, then it's ready to be inked up. So it looks like, and then also we're going to do another stamp, but let's do the garden green on this large scallop right now. So I'm bringing out the piercing mat. I have found out that I get a better stamped image when I use my pierce mat because it's got the sponge part of it. So let's open up our garden green ink pad, and there again, this is a new stamp. I have not used this yet, so let's do a test. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, and then let's stamp it on our piece of paper here. That looks very nice, doesn't it? But just to make sure I've got all the oils off and whatever, I'm going to take my chamois and I'm going to stamp it one more time. So that looks great, doesn't it? There is a huge advantage to working with paper. There's 2 sides to every sheet of paper. So if you do not get a good image, you can turn it over and use the back side. However, on this one, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there are some little dotted lines around the outside. So if you were to flip it over, you wouldn't get those dotted lines, but you'd still have this scallop part. So in looking at our instructions now, it looks like the thank you is about in the center of the scallop. Sometimes it's not that way, so that's why it's really important to look at the directions. But if you don't do it exactly like what they have, no big deal, no big deal. So I'm going to remove the thank you stamp now, put it back onto the window sheet, something like this, and I'm keeping it on top of my printing here so I know, so it's easier to find. And it looks like we need to do You're the Best. So here is You're the Best. So we will remove that stamp from the window sheet, put it down on the glass mat, find a line, put the acrylic block on it, and it looks pretty straight. Put it into your ink pad, and these ink pads, they're very juicy, so you don't need to use a lot of force. If you're light-handed, that's a lot better when it comes to stamping, because if you're heavy-handed, you will actually squish the ink out around your stamp, and then when you put it on your sheet of paper, oh my, you can't see anything because it's all squished out. So I'm going to, nope, I want to keep this for just a minute, but I want to get rid of this white sheet because I'm going to stamp this You're the Best on this little slice of pink cardstock. So you just go straight down, hold it there for just a little bit, come straight up, and there, You're the Best. Okay. So I'm going to wash my black, take the ink off of it. I'm going to close up my ink pad because I think we're done with the stamping for right now. And let's look at what the next step is. So we've stamped the thank you, we've stamped the you're the best. Now it wants us to put this is the piece of vellum right here. Can you see that? And it wants us to put double-sided tape on the back of the scallops, and then we need to put some dimensionals on the back of the strawberry and some glue dots on the back of the flower. So let's do that. Let's find our double-sided tape, and it looks like this is kind of fun. This is kind of interesting now. If you look at the scallop, it's got 2 lines of the double-sided tape, but it's got 3 dimensionals on it. So I believe what it's doing is the double-sided tape is actually holding down the vellum. That's what I'm going to guess, okay? So what we're going to want to do is, it looks like our vellum goes horizontal on our card. So, and we will have the scallop about right there, and then we will have the strawberry about right there. So we're going to want to put those 2 lines of tear tape towards the middle of the vellum, and also, you know, don't put it too close to the edges. So let's go ahead and apply our 2 strips. Now keep in mind, I haven't done this yet. I'm doing this with you first tonight. So you are watching me do this for the first time, and I think we're doing good. So let's go ahead and, oops, I didn't mean to cut that piece of paper. These scissors are very sharp. Okay, so I've removed the backing of the double-sided tape, and let's go ahead and put the piece of vellum onto the card. And as you can see here, oh wow, this is nice vellum. You don't see that double-sided tape through the vellum like you have in the past. So that is a very nice piece of vellum. Okay, so let's continue on here. We need to put 3 dimensionals on our scallop, something like this. Okay, 3 scallops. We need to put on the back of the strawberry, it looks like we need to have 1 put on there. And if you look at the directions, the strawberry is going to be off to the right of our paper, and it's going to be to the right of this. So when you put your dimensional on, you're going to want to put it off to this side of the strawberry, because you want the scallop and the strawberry to be at the same height or the same level. Okay, then we need a couple of those wonderful glue dots on the back of these white blossoms, strawberry blossoms. Okay, we're doing pretty good. So I think we've done all the steps now. We are ready to assemble this card. And I'm kind of thinking that this is going to be my favorite one. I'm not sure why, but I'm really liking the simplicity of this card. So, okay, so in following the directions, we put the scallops on, and the scallop looks like it's higher than the vellum. Do you see that? The vellum is right there, and the scallop is above that. So with that in mind, we're going to put it up a little bit off of the vellum, okay? And then next, we're going to put the strawberry right next to that at an angle. Isn't that cute? And then we will put the You're the Best. We're going to apply that, and I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back of that, and it looks like it kind of just lays flat on top of the scallop in the strawberry. So it will go something like this. I might have should have put my strawberry down just a little bit, and I kind of got that crooked, but it's okay. So then we're going to put, if you've noticed in this card base, there's some little flowers already in there, flowers and strawberries. Some Colt, I hope you're still watching this, but it's got some red strawberries and it's got some pink strawberries that aren't ready yet. So so it wants us to put a flower like right there. And then the second one looks like it goes just underneath of the strawberry. So there again, this has a glue dot on it, so it is raised a little bit. It's not real flat, but it would go something like that. Okay, there we go. Card number 2. What do you think, Nancy? What do you think, Lisa? And Margaret, what do you think? And Carrie and the boys. Isn't that cute? I like that one. I really like that one. Very simple to use. And then again, you would put that in this envelope. And that card number 2 is done. Okay, let's do card number 3. So we'll fold this back. Card number 3 is going to be another thank you card, it looks like. And we're going to use that pink strawberry or that white strawberry. So it looks like we need to remove our You're the Best stamp, and we need to put back on the thank you stamp. Now if you want to, you can use other stamp sets rather than the thank you. Since we've already done one thank you card, you could use another one. But you're going to have to remember that when you do that you're stamping onto the strawberry. And this strawberry, I wonder if I have the wrong strawberry. What do you think? There's no way that thank you would fit on that strawberry. Let me see here. Let's read the directions. Card number 3. Well, first of all, it might help if I pull it out, my card. Here is my third envelope that I have pre-organized, and maybe I'm sweating for no reason, and I am. Look at this. Okay, so this card base is going to be just a solid garden green. You can see where it's got some, it looks like it's gotten wet or something like that. But look at here, guys. Look at here. There is a bigger strawberry that this thank you is going to fit on. I was trying to use this strawberry here, which is the same size as these, and that won't work. And this is an extra strawberry. So anyway, so if you take this, it's going to fit perfectly, okay? So it looks like we need to ink up our thank you stamp, and we are not going to need to test it this time or make sure the oils are off because we've already used it, haven't we? So I put the stamp set on my acrylic block, and I always try to stay towards the edge of my ink pads just because I can be a heavy-handed stamper and I try to be light-handed. So lightly just stamp it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And you can kind of look through the black. That's the nice thing about having photopolymer stamp sets. You can see through it to see how the ink is. Okay, let's look at the instructions. It looks like the thank you is stamped pretty much straight on to the strawberry. So we did that now, and it looks like we get to use a new stamp, you guys. It says here that we need to take the little flower stamps and we need to stamp them onto the green card base. So we're going to put this away, And let's find the little flower stamp is right here. And when you get your first paper pumpkin kit, it will come with an acrylic block. So, but I have several blocks here, and I have found out that I do better with a smaller acrylic block with a smaller stamp, okay? So following the instructions now, it says that we need to stamp up this flower stamp, but remember, it's a new stamp. Let's try it out. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? So in the instructions, it looks like they put two at the left, upper left, 2 on the right hand side, 2 more on the lower middle left hand side, and 2 more there. So, and it looks like, you know what? I better look at this closer now. There's actually 2 different sizes of flowers. I only pulled off the one size, which is the larger size. So what they've done is they have put the larger stamp on there and the smaller one at the same time. So that's how the groupings are the same. So since we haven't tried the smaller one, let's go ahead and try that, and it looks like it's going to work well. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to stamp there. 1, 2, 3. We're going to stamp right there. You're going to want to kind of change the way that you stamp them so that it's not always the same way. So I'm going to turn it just a little bit. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to have the bigger flower be on the top. So that's what we've done there. We've stamped the little and the small flowers onto the card base, following these instructions right here. Okay, I'm going to wash my black off. I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to close my ink pad, and it looks like now we get to use some tear and tape on the backs of these 2 horizontal stripes. And I know I haven't said this for a little bit, and a couple more of you have joined, but this is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa, and I come live to you every other week on a Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Right now, that is working really well for my schedule, but as you can tell, I maybe need to start doing them every week so that I can remember how to orient my camera so it's not to the side like it is right now. So it looks like we put just 1 piece of tear and tape on each of the horizontal stripes. So we will do that. Remember, this is really easy to tear. You don't have to use a scissors. Take your finger to make sure that the tape is adhering to the paper. And with your fingernails, or take your pick tool, remove the back of the tear and tape strip. So now it's a double-sided adhesive tape. Okay. And then looking at the directions again, it looks like they want us to put 2 dimensionals on the back of the large pink strawberry, and it looks like they're just like pretty much in the center, up and down. They want us to put on the smaller strawberries, they want us to put 1 in the center, it looks like, on that, and then 1 on the center of the medium size strawberry, and then another one kind of closer to the left hand side of this one here. So I'm going to keep those 2 right there because I'm following this example right here, and this is the pink stamp. And for some reason on the other strawberry they want us to use glue dots. So, and there again, That's because they are keeping them at the same height, aren't they? So I don't have nails, but yet sometimes I do. So let's go ahead and take another glue dot off of here. And just a minute here, it's stuck to the... I'm trying to have the instructions be in good view so that when you come to do these, you will know how to follow the pictures because they're very well illustrated. Then we need to put a glue dot on the back of each one of the strawberry blooms. And if I had my take your pick tool, this would be so much easier because it's got an actual little pick on it. But we don't have it, so we're improvising. Okay, so now I think we're ready to assemble this card. So it looks like the first thing we need to do is put on the 2 strips of paper, and you can see where one is kind of like this and the other one is kind of angled going down. Isn't that fun? Okay, and then it looks like we take the strawberry that is, we're gonna go ahead and do this one first because I'm not real sure at this point. So we're gonna put the bigger strawberry right in the center of our card right there. Now that's cute, just like that, isn't it? But wait, we're gonna do more fun stuff. So it looks like the strawberry that has the dimensional on it goes on next. It should have went on like right here, okay? And then the other strawberry with the dimensional just goes right beside that one. Okay, isn't that cute? There again, we could quit right here and send this card just like that, but we're not. We're gonna continue to build on it. So now what we're going to do is this one right here that's got the little glue dots on it. I'm going to put that like right here. And I'm not sure, and then this strawberry obviously is up on a dimensional because this is kind of in the air and this is just kind of halfway. So that's why they want you to put the dimensional right here, because then it makes it all level. What do you think of that? Stampin' Up! Has done a great job, haven't they, planning that out. And what a fun card. There again, we could quit just with that, couldn't we? But let's keep going. So they want us to put a bloom right there. Oh, you got to take the back off for it to stick, Darla. So there, put that there. I'm going to throw my little backing back in my garbage. And then another little bloom goes up in the upper right hand corner, and the other bloom, which is right here, goes towards the bottom, and it's kind of on top of the strawberries. So there again, it's all level, it's all the same level. Isn't that just darling? So that is card number 3. What do you think of that? Fun, isn't it? Thank you, Linda, for joining us tonight. It's nice to have you here. We are, I am demonstrating the paper pumpkin kit. It's the July kit that's called Sweeter With You. And we have made 3 cards, and we are now ready to start the 4th card. There are 9 cards in this kit. And this kit is a monthly subscription. You have to order it by the 10th of the month, and you get it around the 20th of the month, and the cost is $27. So you can pause the subscription because they will give you sneak peeks, just a very vague sneak peek, and then you can decide whether or not it's something you want to go forward with. So far, I think I've gotten every kit for the last, I don't know how many years, a lot of years. Okay, so now we are going with card number 4, and as you can see, this is going to be a horizontal card. And how you see that is because the finished product is horizontal. So I'm going to put the envelope up there, and I am going to bring out my die cuts that Colt and I punched out earlier today. And it looks like we will have a larger scallop piece that will go something like this. That, I just thought I saw 2 of there, but it must just been my bifocals. Okay, and then when you pick strawberries, you pick them into a container. Look at this cute container. So we're going to have that container on there, and then we are going to put in the red berries first, something like this, and then we'll put the pink berry into the basket. That's what this card is going to be. So let's go ahead and the first step is to find the stamp set. Oh, I've been wanting to use this one. You would take off your thank you, put that back onto your window sheet, and what we're going to use this time is the word, the stamp set that says "Life is sweeter with you." Isn't that just a wonderful sentiment? And I'm sure we can all think of people that we would love to send a card with that sentiment on. So I'm lining it up on my glass mat. I'm going to open up my ink pad, and it's garden green. And if you look here, look real careful. You know, this is a vertical sentiment, this piece of paper, but on the instructions they stamp it over to the right, don't they? They don't stamp it in the middle. So let's make sure that when we put it on our block, make sure it's straight. Use your lines on your glass mat. There again, this is a new stamp set, a new stamp. We haven't used it. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and test it. Whoa, that looks great, doesn't it? I'm going to go ahead and clean it just to make sure I get all the oils off. Put the scalloped little die cut on my piercing mat. 1, 2, 3. And we want to stamp it to the right hand side of this scallop, something like that. Life is sweeter with you. Isn't that neat? So let's wipe off the stamp set on our chamois. You can get this chamois in my online store, and I just put it in a stamp case, and so it's always ready. And if it dries out, all you need to do is just re-wet it. To clean it, you just need to rinse it under hot or cold water. If you do hot water, you'll get a certain color ink. If you do cold water, you get another color ink. So you want to use both the hot and the cold. Okay, so let's put this Stampin' Pierce mat off to the left here to clear our surface here. And it looks like we're going to use on the back of the little carton thing that you put your strawberries in, you need to put a piece of or a strip of the double-sided tape. So we will apply it like this and then just tear it, okay? So that is that. And then on the back of the sentiment, it has 3 strips of tape, but it's got one that's over further to one end. So what I'm going to do is, we know it's flipped over, So I'm going to just follow the picture just like it is here. I'm not sure what happened. This is how thick this paper, or how sticky this double-sided tape is. I had it stuck to my hands. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and apply 2 strips there, and then it wants us to apply a strip at the end. And I'm not real sure right now, why they want us to do it that way, but we're going to do it that way because so far, all the illustrations they have given us, there's a reason why they've done it, isn't it? So, okay, so we have our double-sided tape on there. Now we need to put the glue dots on the back of these 2 little flowers. So let's go ahead and grab our glue dots here with our scissors, adhere the sticky side, and then we will remove the backing when we're ready to do that. It shows here the strawberries, okay? So we know that the pink one is on the very top. So let's put that down here. So what they're doing is they've got it, and I'm sure they know what they're doing. I just don't know what they're doing. But they've got, this pink one is here, and then they've got these. I wonder if I think I have the wrong pink one here. I think I need a smaller one, don't I? Because look at here. They're the same size, aren't they? So this one is the extra one, not that one. And it looks like I need to have another strawberry also. Okay, so let's continue on here. So we need to put dimensionals behind. It looks like they're right just in the middle of each strawberry. So you get dimensionals. This is what comes in your kit. Everything you need to assemble these cards is included in the content. So that is the dimensionals. So there is a strawberry that's going down towards the bottom. I'm not going to mess with that right now. So let's go ahead and start putting this card together. So it looks like we need to take off the paper, the backing of our double-sided tape, which is easy to do. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. It looks like in my camera you can. So, and I do apologize for the horizontal view tonight of this video. But it is what it is. Okay, so when you go to put this die cut on your card, always double check to make sure that your card is going to open the right way. So there again, you can there's lines on here, you can kind of follow those lines. Then the next thing we need to do is, so we are going to take the back of this double-sided backing off. Keep in mind, I haven't done this yet, so I'm doing it with you guys for the first time. There is a picture right here where it looks like they put like the strawberries like this, and then the strawberries like this, and then the strawberry like this. So if you look, it's all at the same level, isn't it? Okay? I'm going by this picture right here, if you can see it. There is a strawberry that's laying underneath, but you know what? The strawberries are too pretty to hide. So I'm not going to use that fourth strawberry. Maybe I will regret it. Maybe I'll end up with an extra medium strawberry to go with my larger one. And look at already. I did do this differently because, as you can see, I wasn't careful when I put my strawberries in because they shouldn't be falling out of my canister, should they? So let's do this. I should have, let's see if I can, ooh, I can. Look at that, I can. Because we hadn't let it sit that long, we can remove those and make them right. So we're going to put the pink one in the middle like our example is, and then we're going to pull this one off, which I can do, and if a little bit of it comes off, which it doesn't though, we're going to be okay. So we're just going to kind of tuck that in behind there. Oh, you guys, we're doing it, aren't we? We're doing it. It's going to be all inside of that little canister. Don't they look almost real? Now, I don't know why this one isn't sticking other than it needs to go down a little bit further. I tell you what, these dimensionals are very, very sticky. And so, so there we are. Look at that. Isn't that cute? So then we would place this canister then. It looks like it hangs just a little bit below the scallop die there. Isn't that cute? Wow, I like that. Maybe this is my favorite card. And then we're gonna finish up. Oh, we're gonna finish up by putting. I'm gonna have to find. Remember, I told you I had extra pieces in this. I'm going to pull out my extra pieces because now I find out that I really do need this strawberry right here. But I'm gonna use a smaller one, okay, and save that bigger one. So those are my extra pieces right now. That's another neat thing about these paper pumpkins. There's usually too many pieces that they give us. So if we do make a boo-boo, there is another chance to make it right. So let's go ahead and put this dimensional. I think I should have put it on the other side, but anyway, I should have put it more on the right side. And it looks like this strawberry is kind of fallen out of its box, hasn't it? And then we will finish up. Now this is cute just like that, wasn't it? It was cute before we put that strawberry on there. So let's go ahead and put our, they want us to put a blossom right there. There again, I used a glue dot so it elevated it just a little bit. And then the other blossom goes off to, it's kind of like hanging on the bucket. Like, you know how once in a while you just in air, you know, grab a blossom with the strawberry. So that is our fourth card. And these are all made with the July paper pumpkin kit. You've watched me tonight construct all of these, or assemble them, whatever you want to say. This is a very, very fun kit. I would have to say, now that I've done it, it's one of the better kits, I feel. The stamp, so when you get done with the kit, you will have the stamps and the ink spot that you can use on other projects. And if you look here, we did not use the strawberry tonight and the green topper that goes with it. So this is the 4 cards we've made tonight. This kit does make 9 cards, so I'm not sure where the 5th card comes from. Maybe there's another one here that I haven't seen. But I'm going to go ahead, and I've kept you long enough. I've been on here for over an hour. Oh, goodness. Sorry to keep you so long. But I hope you have enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed putting this kit together and having some pretty remarkable cards that you can set. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Nikki. Gosh darn, thank you for joining us tonight. But we have created some really super cards, and if you want to get more mileage out of these cards, you could cut this in half and then make another card with this using the stamps. So, okay. So anyway, this is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa, wishing you all a great rest of your week. God bless.